Welcome back, welcome back. I'm delighted, over the moon, astonished, humbled, and indeed very happy to see so many friendly and felicitous faces returning here to our humble great library of Acton Tarn, where today another singularly superior, splendid storyteller graces us with their presence to spin us a sonic tapestry of sounds and tales. Allison Moore, please take your rightful place here on the library's most prestigious of all pedestals. It's our only pedestal, but one day we'll have another one and this will still be the best one. Anyway, please take your place and tell us a little about the yarn you'll be weaving for us today.
Hello, my name is Allison Moore. I am one of the many authors that contributed to the anthology Acton Land of Dust and Bone. The two stories I did were Soar and Requiem of Blood, but today I'm going to focus on the shorter of the two, which is Soar, and it takes place in early spring when there's a nice breeze and everything is sort of calm, relatively speaking. And it was just a story that I wanted to add in to add a little bit of cheer and happiness to this otherwise trying and harsh world that is Achintan. And it's just a fun little story that I hope you enjoy.
Wonderful. We all need a little joy in our lives, I think, and we are very grateful to you for coming here to the library and being the one to provide it. And so I say to you now, all gathered here in the great library of Acton Tarn, without further ado, I proudly present Allison Moore to read Soar.
Soar by Allison Moore. I drag Sozi by the wrist, impatiently pulling him behind me. Vala, where are we going? He whines, stumbling and puffing for air as we rush up the spiral bone stairs, higher and higher. I grin and laugh as I gaze up at the landing several stories above, where I've hidden my treasure. You'd see sooner if you'd stop your grumbling. Come on! The north wind bellows the cloth awnings that extend over the fronts of the houses, flapping the fabric like the wings of majestic beasts that once soared the skies. It is exactly what I need. Come on, come on! I urge Sozi faster, skipping 2 and 3 steps at a time, my raven bangs bouncing on my forehead. Vala! He pants, bumbling after me. He never was very graceful. I don't look back. At last we reach my destination. He doubles over with his hands resting on his knees, sucking in fast and desperate breaths as I rush to the bone railing overlooking Achintan. I grin ear to ear as I take it all in. Despite the haze of dust settling over the town, the view from North Ribs never fails to amaze. Down below, the market bustles with tiny figures going about their day. I pity them and their boring lives. I whirl around, laughing as I eye Sozi, red-faced and looking as though he might collapse at any moment. I go to him and put a hand on his shoulder. It's a good thing they sorted you into the gatherers. You wouldn't last a week out on patrol. Huffing, he glares up at me. His soft green eyes are anything but menacing. I can't help but smile even more. Gee, thanks. He glances around the plateau I brought him to. What are we doing up here? He pulls out a rag and wipes the thin layer of sweat and dirt from his face, tucking loose strands of his wavy crimson hair back behind his ears. I pull my lips back into a toothy grin. Grimacing, he shakes his head. Oh gods, what is it this time? Vala, I swear, one of these days your crazy contraptions are going to get you killed. Oh, come on, Sozi. Where's your sense of adventure? I laugh as I whirl around and rush to a nearby tarp. I look back at him and wiggle my eyebrows, dramatically unveiling my latest masterpiece. We both cough as the tarp sends up a massive plume of dust. When the dust clears and I can see him again, I burst into a fit of laughter as his eyes widen when he lays eyes on my invention. What is that? I put my hands on my hips. What's it look like, genius? He tilts his head to one side as he studies it. A bird thingy? Laughing, I lift the bone structure to give him a better look, proudly displaying my masterpiece. The frame I've constructed from bone, modeling it into the rough shape of wings. Straps of sinew and dried tar secure the pieces in place. For the wings themselves, I used simple stretched and cured leather hides. However, the plain brown looked awful boring, and so I decided to decorate it with hundreds of feathers, making it appear almost as if they truly are the wings of a large bird. Close. I'm calling it a wind glider. Sozy blinks as he eyes it with uncertainty. A wind glider? I nod enthusiastically. Yep. His brow furrows. Glide? Glide where? I grin as I strap on the harness, securing the device to my back. Out there. I point over the ledge towards the center of town. His face pales, nearly matching the sun-bleached bones woven into my braids. What? You can't be serious. Laughing, I nod and step towards the railing. Vala, no! He rushes to me and grabs me by the arm, frantically shaking his head. I look back at him and my smile fades as I recognize the panic in his eyes. Gently, I place my hand on his. It's okay, Sozy. It'll work. I know it will. He swallows dryly as he holds my gaze. But what if it doesn't? What if this is the last time I see you? I take his hand in mine and my smile returns. Then I guess I should kiss you. He blinks, and before he can register what I have said, I lean in and plant my lips squarely on his. My heart skips a beat as I savor the moment. It's exactly how I imagined. I pull away and laugh as he stares at me with his mouth hanging open, looking as though I'd just hit him over the head with a bone club. Leaving him in his shocked state, I brush away his hand and climb the railing before he can come to his senses. Vala, wait! Sozy calls after me, but my feet have already launched me into the air. The wind whips by my face and catches my wings. I spread my arms and soar.
Thank you ever so much to Allison Moore for reading her story Soar for us, and thank you to you too for listening. If you enjoyed Allison's work, why not learn more about her, or more about her, by visiting authorallisonmoore.com or following her on Twitter at morewriting89. That's authorallisonmoore.com, Allison with 2 L's and Moore with 2 O's, and at morewriting89, More with 2 O's, the word writing, and then the numbers 8 and 9. Thank you again for coming, and we here at Acton Tarn's Great Library very much hope you enjoyed your stay. Sounds from the Year Between is a production of Skullgate Media, the new independent writers collective / indie publisher with big dreams of doing lots of cool things. This episode is produced by Dee Gagliardi and Chris Durston with some help from Chris Van Dyke, and this episode was hosted and edited by Chris Durston. Sounds from the Year Between is the podcast companion to Tales from the Year Between, our biannual anthology series where each volume is set in a brand new collectively created world. Go to skullgatemedia.com or yearbetween.com to learn more about us and to buy our books because you'll really like them, honestly. Or follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Instagram, on all of which we are just Skullgate Media. Today's story was Soar by Allison Moore, and that story appears in Acton Tarn, Land of Dust and Bone, which is Volume 1 of Tales from the Year Between. Take care, stay safe, and always soar when you get the chance.